Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you one of the most classic breakfast dishes from Karnataka, that is the Akki roti, which is a rice flour flatbread that's gluten-free. It's spiced with some green chilies flavored with onions, curry leaves and some carrots. So without wasting any time, let's dive right in and start cooking. To begin making the Akki roti, I have some rice flour in a bowl ready. To this, I'm going to add in some salt. I'm going to start cooking it right away. I'm going to add all the raw ingredients into the rice flour and then knead it slowly using warm water into a bowl. So I'm going to add in the carrots. You can add spinach, you can add radish, grated radish, you can add any vegetable that you want, and some finely chopped onions, and this is green chili, and I have some curry leaves here which I'm going to roughly chop up and then add it into the bowl. Chopping up curry leaves adds really good flavors. Adding it as a whole doesn't bring out all the flavors that the curry leaf has. So now that's it. Give it a stir. Just mix all the ingredients, and it's important to use warm water, and when we knead the dough for the Akki roti, you need to add water little at a time, okay? So because if you add too much water, remember that rice has no gluten, so it needs to bind itself together to form a nice dough so you can make a roti, right? So I have some warm water that's ready here. It's not hot, it's lukewarm, so that you can feel it with your fingers, and keep adding little water at a time and just keep kneading the dough. You don't need to knead the Akki roti dough too much. You just need to have like all the flour has to come together and then form a dough like this. Notice it's just perfect. The amount of water that we added was just right, and you have to keep adding little at a time. Make sure of that. Just to make it a little smoother on the top, I'm going to add a little bit of oil, just half a teaspoon, and just coat the top with the oil, so when we actually make the roti dough, which I'm going to show you in the next step, it doesn't stick around to the various places. So that's it. So I'm just now going to keep this aside and proceed to show you how to make the Akki roti. Now the dough is ready for the Akki roti, and I'm going to make small portions of the dough. It depends upon how big you want the roti, and I'm going to keep it aside so it's easier to make them while we are in the pan. So I'm just going to make a few and keep it aside. So the next step is I've taken like a butter paper or a parchment paper. I'm going to grease the parchment paper with a little bit of oil. You can also use a banana leaf, or butter paper works really well, and banana leaf works great too, right? So we just go natural. And with the greased hands, I'm going to take the Akki roti dough and pat it. Just take a little more oil on my hands and pat the Akki roti on the parchment paper. You can get as thin as you are comfortable making it. Okay, and I have my pan preheated over here, and what I'm going to do now is to invert this into the pan. Okay, and gradually hold the roti down and slide out the parchment paper. That's it. And now we have to cook the Akki roti in the pan. We'll drizzle a little bit of oil around the sides once the bottom gets cooked a little bit, and then we'll flip it over. So at this stage, I'm just going to drizzle some oil around and cook the Akki roti. Akki rotis are supposed to be had fresh and hot as soon as it's made. Otherwise, it tends to get a little brittle and stiff. Okay. So this takes about 2 to 3 minutes on medium heat. If you cook it on high heat, then you might find that the dough is still not completely cooked. So cook it on medium heat, and once you notice brown spots appearing all around both the sides, then your Akki roti is done. It's about in less than 2 minutes the Akki roti is cooked. Notice that it's beautifully browned just perfectly, and while it was cooking, and I made sure that I kept pressing it down so that it gets cooked evenly from the inside. I'm going to take it and transfer it into a pan. There are different ways that people make this Akki roti. Traditionally, how it's made, it is made in sort of a kadai type of a pot and in an iron pot, and then they pat the Akki roti all around and then make it. Because it's an induction stove, we don't have that facility, but if you do want to try out the really traditional way of making it, take an iron wok and pat the Akki roti around the corner, and then it gives out a beautiful taste. I hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make the akki roti. Isn't it really simple? It's actually a quick breakfast that you can make for your breakfast in just less than 30 minutes. I must tell you, there's one ingredient that I forgot to add, and that's the coriander leaves, and that is so important to add extra flavor. So don't forget to chop lots of coriander leaf and add it into the dough. Serve the akki roti along with some coconut chutney or some tamarind puli inji as we call it, or just with some plain butter and pickle. It tastes absolutely delicious. When you do try this recipe, don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments below because I'd love to hear back from you. Until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.